everyone. Once again, welcome back to my channel, Accounts DULAL. And today we are going to learn about issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. We know basically a company issue debenture for raising a loan capital. But sometimes company may also issue debenture as payment to vendors for purchasing assets or business from them, or to promoters or underwriters for availing services from them. Such issue of debentures to vendors, promoters, or underwriters for benefit received from them will be termed as issue of debentures for consideration other than cash. Now let's say who are promoters. Promoter can be a person or a firm who takes the initiative to start a new business. He carries out all the preliminary work of starting a company. He gets the company registered, finds the directors, finds investors, and ultimately commences a business. And for this, he gets paid from the company. They are given shares or debenture to retain them in the business. Underwriters. Who are underwriters? Financial institutions, banks work as underwriter. Now what do? They buy newly issued securities, IPOs, from the company and sell them to the investors in the secondary market through stock exchanges. They take the risk involved in the securities, and for this they get fees or commission. Now when a company issues debentures to the underwriters as a payment towards their commission or fees, such issue of debentures is termed as issue of debenture for consideration other than cash. Now we'll learn what are the different journal entries to be passed when debentures are issued in these three different cases, that is, to the vendor, to the promoter, and to the underwriters. So journals for issue of debentures to the promoter. Promoter, two entries. The first entry is goodwill account or incorporation account debit to promoter account. This is for incorporation cost. After this, we'll make the payment entry. Payment made in terms of debenture. So the debentures are issued to the promoters. So you have the entry promoters account debit to percentage debentures account. This is for issue of debentures to the promoter. Now the entries for the underwriters. So number 2 you have underwriters. So underwriters are paid commission known as underwriting commission, and underwriting commission is an expense, so we'll debit this one. So you have the journal underwriting commission account debit, and it is paid to the underwriters, so to underwriters account. So this is the number A journal entry. Now the second entry for allotment of debentures for the commission due. So you have underwriters account debit to percentage debentures account. This is the second entry. You have the third entry here. The third entry is for this underwriting commission. This underwriting commission is an expense, and this has to be written off to the profit and loss account or through the securities premium reserve account. So you have the writing off entry. So your entry is securities premium reserve account debit, or you have profit and loss statement debit to underwriting commission account. This is writing of entry. Now this securities premium reserve should be taken if it exists. If it is there, you will take this one, otherwise we adjusted from the profit and loss statement. So this is the end of the entry for issue of debentures to underwriters. Now issue of debentures to vendor. Debentures can be issued to vendor against purchase of assets or business. So number one, when assets are purchased. Asset is coming, so asset will be debited. So here you have assets account debit to vendor account. Number two, when a business, that is existing business, is purchased. When existing business is purchased, the business will have assets and liabilities. And as you know, assets are debit, liabilities are credit. So here we have the entry sundry assets account debit to sundry liabilities account, and it is purchased from whom? From the vendor or the seller. So to vendor account. Now when we put the value here for the against the vendor, we will write the purchase price here, at what price the business is purchased. This is the purchase price, this is the value of the liability, this is the value of the assets. Now when we see, we will find the difference between the debit total and the credit total. If the debit total is less, then we will have the balancing amount. This will be goodwill account. Your balancing amount will be your goodwill account. This will be debit. And if your credit side total is less, then you will have the balancing figure on the credit side, and this balancing figure will be written as to capital reserve account. This is also your balancing figure. So say in this journal, we will have only one balancing figure. Either goodwill will come or the capital reserve will come, depending on which side you find the difference amount. Now after this, we will make the entry for issue of debenture. Issue of debenture to whom? To the vendor. Issue of debentures to the vendor. Okay, so the debentures are issued to the vendor. So we'll have here vendor account debit, to percentage debenture account, percentage debentures account. Now this debentures can be issued at a premium. If it is issued at a premium, we'll have to SPR account, that means securities premium reserve account. And if it is issued at a discount, then we will have discount on issue of debenture account. Now this entry is for the premium. You got to write this only when there is a premium, okay? And this entry is for the discount. If there is a discount, we'll write this one. If there is a premium, we'll write this one. So this is the entry for issue of debentures to vendor. Now when debentures are issued to the vendor or to the promoter or to the underwriters, sometimes we need to find out the number of debentures. So number of debentures will be calculated this way. Number of debentures is calculated by using this formula. Amount payable, I would better write down here, amount payable by the issue price. This will give you the number of debentures issued either to the vendor, to the promoter, or to the underwriters. Here amount payable means the amount that you are going to pay to the vendor, and issue price, as I have already explained to you before, so you know the meaning of this. Now the entry for writing of discount on issue of debenture. For writing of discount on issue of debentures, you need to make this entry as well. So as I've already explained to you before, it can be written off from SPR account, that is debit, or from statement of P&L debit to discount on issue of debenture account. This is the end of the journal here.